All right, folks, what is going on? Back with another video, and today I want to talk about 007 First Light, give you my thoughts and opinions. This is my first impressions, and yeah, got off of work today, and I said, hey, look, let's go ahead and just fire this up and see how it goes. I'm playing this on my PC, and yeah, I am very impressed with this game. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I talk about gaming and everything under that umbrella, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, I did build another PC this weekend, and this was a good game to test this PC out on. And I'm gonna be honest, this game is running phenomenal. Even though my graphics card is not up to par, which we'll talk about that in a little bit, it is running great. So with that being said, this game is a throwback to the older generation. Let's say the PlayStation 3, the early to the mid PS4 era, where you had a lot of third person over the shoulder shooters with a lot of action, combat, mechanics, and actually so far a pretty solid story. And I'm gravitated to this. Now, I've been on Forza Horizon 6 for the past week or so, and now this game right here is literally pulling me away from Forza Horizon 6. I do not see myself playing Forza Horizon 6 for the foreseeable future because I want to play so much of this game. I'm about 2 hours in, and I can't get enough of it. The story so far is pretty good. Like I said, the mechanics are great. The driving, even the driving in the game is actually pretty solid. And I'm a huge racing fan, and the driving in the game is actually pretty good. So I'm actually impressed by what this team has done with this game. I'm really impressed with it, and I'm not going to say I necessarily recommend the game because hey, it's still my first impressions. I'll be, you know, it's still kind of early, but if you do pick this game up, you will not, you won't be losing. You'll be in good shape if you pick this game up. Well, with that being said, I do like what James Bond is in this game. He is a younger version of the James Bond that we normally get to see. He's very witty. He has a little, cockiness and arrogance to him, like all the other Bonds. But him being younger does bring a new, fresh coat of paint on the actual character, and I'm loving every bit of it. And I think that this is something that we all needed in the gaming space. We needed a good third person shooter with some really good action, good hand to hand combat, good visuals, good storyline. And so far, like I said, I don't know much about the story itself because it's still new, but I will say that it is right there where I want it to be. Like the story is captivating. It's actually pretty simple, but it does make it is interesting at the same time. And that's what I'm here for. Now, this game it does give me a little bit of throwback to, like I said, the Metal Gear Solids, the Uncharted's of the world. Because if you start the game, it does feel like Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. It does feel like that. I mean, like the whole setting and everything. It does feel that way. But then the mechanics start to feel more like an Uncharted game as it goes, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. You're talking about two legendary franchises that is being implemented into a James Bond game, and that's what I'm here for, because I'm a huge fan of James Bond. I've been a big fan of James Bond since GoldenEye 007 for the 64, and I always wanted another game that really gives me that. I ain't gonna say that type of vibe, but that type of captivating immersion. In 64, 007, I mean, it was nothing like it. And then you had Nightfire, which is so Tomorrow Never Dies. I can go through all these games. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but you know what I mean. We didn't have one that was really captivating for a long time. I just got finished playing 007 Reloaded, and I'm like, yeah, this is all right, but it's not what this game is. And this is the thing. This game is absolutely James Bond to the T. And like I said, even though I mentioned the other two franchises, that's, like I said, it's not a bad thing. What it is that a James Bond game is supposed to be in those type of lights when it comes to a Metal Gear Solid creeping around, being a spy, and being what's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember. Being incognito, I will say that. But at the same time, it does have the action pack of an Uncharted. even with the climbing mechanics. I mean, even with the combat mechanics, the gunplay. And if I have to say anything that's kind of out of the way, the gunplay does feel a little stiff, but it's nothing that really makes the game, in a messed up state. It's still very good, very good. But with that being said, I want to talk about me running this game on my PC because I saw some reports that on console that the game is 720p upscaled to like above 1080p. And yeah, that's it's not necessarily ideal, but at the same time, we gotta understand that the PlayStation 5, even the PS5 Pro, starting to feel a little bit dated. But when I played this on my PC, I'm playing this at native 1080p. I did play it at native 1440p, which I could do this if I have a better graphics card, and then I'm gonna get into that in a second. But I could play it at that or even higher because the CPU I got is fine. But nevertheless, the game looks gorgeous either way. And I felt like if I'm gonna play this game, and that's all the reports where it says 720p to upscaled, and it is not a bad thing. As long as the game is running at a pretty good performance, I could care less. But like I said, this was a game for me to really test out my PC and see how well my PC is going based on what I build, and it's going phenomenal. Even with the 5700 XT, it is still going strong. But when I play at 1440p, I've been getting around 65 frames per second at 1440p low. But when I put it at 1080p, I've been playing it high at 1080p, and I've been getting a pretty solid experience up to the 100, like I said, 100 frames per second. And it's buttery smooth at 1080p, but I need to get another graphics card. This 7500X 3D is a phenomenal chip, but this 5700 XT is basically holding me back. So I need to get another graphics card at some point, and then once I do that, I know I'll be able to run this game at 4K, 60, no problems. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm looking for when it comes to these games nowadays. It's time to upgrade. And I know the PlayStation 4, 5, I'm sorry, the PlayStation 5, the PS5 Pro, the Xbox Series, still really solid consoles, but um I wanted to get me something for my PC anyway because it was out of date, and so far so good. I am loving the way this game is running on my PC, and I think that for what it's worth, this game, if you do pick this up, you won't be disappointed so far. I can't say it's a must buy just yet, but if you do buy this game, you're not going to be disappointed. So I am really going to be into this game. This game is going to keep me pretty much occupied for the next 10, maybe 12 days. I'm going to go through this and finish this game. And as far as Forza Horizon go, which I do love Forza Horizon, that's going to be on the back burner for the foreseeable future. And yeah, that's just the way it is. And I love both games, but this right here, this has captivated me. So the first impressions, all good. I love it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And if you want to pick this up, I can't say 100% recommend yet because I'm only 2 hours in. But if you do get it, hey, look, you're not going to be disappointed in my opinion. I 100% believe that. But nevertheless, I'm going to get up out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You guys let me know what you think. And I will be back with more videos and or lives. And hopefully you guys come through and check out the content. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.